Greetings and salutations to you all, ladies and gents. How's it going? Klo0ga here with another weekly vlog. That's right, it's weekly now. Oh my gosh. I hope you're all having a really good week, or have had a really good week, or are going to have a really good week. Any of those or all of those is totally fine by me. I'm feeling alright, feeling fresh. Just looking at myself over here, I'm freshly beard shaven, trimmed it down, gave it a bit of a tidy up, had a bit of a good old shower. I'm feeling pretty good. Though it is pretty late for my vlog tonight. It's pretty much bedtime and I'm still awake. Hard at work today, kind of, sort of. A lot of behind the scenes stuff, actually. Doing a good deal of Grim Dawn content. I've been really digging into that. Trying to grind up a character which should be ready pretty soon. For a build guide I'm aiming for this week. Basically trying to gun it through Elite mode and get through a little bit of Ultimate just to verify the stability and viability of the build. So that'll hopefully be on its way real soon. And have also been chipping away at some other stuff which I'll touch on pretty shortly. Now that the preamble is over. So the first thing is the upcoming schedule for this week. Like I said, that Grim Dawn character should be on its way, all going well. I probably need another 1 or 2 real good sessions for that to really come to fruition. And then I'll record it all up from there. So fingers crossed for that one. Last week's vlog got some decent feedback on my Runescape parody, comedy, absurdity series that I had been stewing on for weeks, really. I've had the idea and just never had the guts to put it out there, but I've given it a spin based on that positive feedback. It's come out strange. I think it's really funny. I thought it was a really cool idea. It's really my kind of humor, and hopefully it resonates with you guys out there. So I've passed it by. I've sent it over to my good buddy Rick, the roleplay gamer, and just for another set of eyes. Basically, I want to make sure I haven't gone completely insane in making this video. But now that I've said that in this blog, I might have to post it anyway because it's ridiculous. We'll see what happens. I'm still proud of it, so that should be on its way. Kings and Heroes also should be on its way. Again, just trying to tee up time with Rick, because we've been doing that multiplayer stylely and both having a lot of fun. Hopefully our schedules will align and we will be able to tee up some more goodness for you guys in the crazy world of Kings and Heroes. Other than that, I think that's about it. I should mention live streaming because I haven't done it for several weeks, and I'm sorry for anyone in my audience who enjoys that. At the moment, the state of affairs is that YouTube is my primary means of entertainment, community, etc. All that sort of stuff is all primarily YouTube right now. There is a small dedicated following over on the stream as well, and I'm bummed that I am missing out on that, but just life these days makes it just that much tighter when it comes to being able to have content prepared for YouTube. So essentially my time that used to go to streaming in the morning, which I used to do on Saturdays, some Tuesday nights, varying times, has to go away because I need to spend that time creating content for the channel, which is slowly but steadily growing. So I'm hoping to get to a stage where I can fit both in, be a little more on top of my content creation, or have a more rigorous schedule that allows me to stream again. But at the moment, my schedule for the channel is chopping and changing a lot based on the games that I'm doing. Grim Dawn's very up and down at the moment, depending on the content that's available to me and that I'm able to create. So yeah, that's the reason why, basically. So yeah, again, apologies for anyone who's into that. I'm very cognizant of the fact that I haven't done it in a while, and I want to do it again, but we'll have to play that by ear and see what happens. So that's really it for the schedule for the time being. Topically speaking, just other things going on this week, which is I think a fun thing to have a chat about. YouTube subscriber Whiplash has been a weird thing this week, and I'm trying to figure out if it's a case of sort of hangover, I suppose, for lack of a better term, from the YouTube purge, the subscriber purge that happened a few weeks back. Because, or maybe it's just people leaving, I'm not really sure. My channel's had a habit of being like sort of 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Not in no small part due to some of the content I create being very sort of one shot, as it were, in terms of viewership, because it'll be like a build guide, for example, or a Grim Dawn 101 guide, or something to that effect, which draws people in from just random web searches or YouTube searches, but they're not really sticking around for the channel as a whole, unless they're subscribing particularly for that style of content, which I can't always create. So there's a bit of a fluctuation going on, but this week was weird. just watching the numbers come through, there was a point where, well, really, the end of last week, I was at 919 or something like that. I think the week closed out. Then it dropped down to as low as 915, and now we're back to 922. So there's a net gain for the week, but not... obviously, if I never lost any in the first place, I'd be at a much more advantageous position now. So, we're still positive for the week, and I'm still trying to stay positive, but seeing those numbers trickle down every once in a while is disheartening and bewildering at the same time. Because like I said, I don't know if it's a YouTube purge symptom sort of carryover effect, or if it's just simply that recurring theme of the occasional sort of levers in bunches or in small droves. So if you guys have any thoughts about that, let me know. Maybe if you're back after being accidentally unsubbed from the purge, because I heard that did happen. Let me know down below, or whatever else have you. If you have any feedback around that, I'd be interested to know. And touching on last week as well, we talked about Pokemon Go. I wanted to talk about it again 1 week later because I'm officially over it. I have uninstalled it from my phone. The novelty wore off for me really quickly. And, as a child of the 90s, I really wanted to see Pokemon in the real world, and that became really cool. Well, that was rather really cool for a period of time. But then I got sick of it really quick. Once that novelty wore off, it became just a game, not a novelty anymore. So I turned off the augmented reality so it was easier to catch Pokemon. Because when you're in augmented reality mode, you have to be holding up the phone as such and pointing it at the Pokemon as though it's in the real world. If you turn off that augmented reality, you can just have your phone, on the horizontal plane, on your desk, for example, or as you're walking at your hip. It doesn't require you to do this sort of stuff. So it makes catching the Pokemon easier, but it kind of makes the experience of augmented reality somewhat redundant. But that's what the game became for me, because it just turned out like any other game where you need to grind and level and be top of the pile, which isn't for everyone. But once you strip out the augmented reality side of things, it's a really, really shallow game. There's almost no meta or skill to catching the Pokemon other than timing the Pokeball throws, and you can use some buffs and debuffs and whatever to make catching a little easier. But that's really the majority of the game. There's a whole gym combat system. But that's the only place you can fight, so it's kind of just meh. And then evolving your Pokemon is just a grind, it's just catch more of that Pokemon and trade them in to get the candies, and that's how you evolve them. And it's just, it becomes really monotonous. For me, it became really monotonous anyway, so I'd be really interested to hear what you guys think about said game, if you're still playing it or if you got over it like I did. Me personally, I'm hoping to see further updates from Niantic and from Nintendo to make the game more interesting, because I love the old Pokemon games because they had mechanics, that turn-based role-playing sort of thing that they had going on, almost like Final Fantasy-esque in that sort of way, where it's turn-based and you have specific skill sets and all that sort of stuff. So they had that mechanic going on, and a lot of role-playing elements, attack and defense, speed, and blah 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 blah, all that sort of stuff, which is really cool. And the whole working on that, you have your Squirtle and you level it up, you know what I mean? You take it through, you don't just catch 50 of them and pick the best one. There's a lot more investment in a good way from those original Pokemon games. So I'm hoping to see some sort of harkening back, a reference to some of the deeper elements that used to exist in those older Pokemon games, because I think unless they don't start adding depth in some fashion, I feel like they're going to lose an audience. But then they've piled in this whole other casual gaming audience as well, and awakened nostalgia in a lot of people, which is why it's no small coincidence that they announced this mini Nintendo, mini NES that they are going to bring out in November, which is really, really, really cool. I think it's going to come preloaded with a bunch of games, and it's USB powered or something like that, and it is apparently meant to fit in the palm of your hand. Really, really, really freaking clever by Nintendo, because they awakened everyone's nostalgia brains with Pokemon Go, and now they're bringing out another old school nostalgia device, and I reckon it's gonna sell like absolute mental. It's a really smart play by Nintendo, and they have dug themselves out of the grave after their last couple of consoles and all that sort of thing. So kudos to them from a business perspective. They've absolutely nailed that one, it must be said. So we'll see how that happens, and let me know if you guys are going to pick up a Nintendo NES thingamabob as well. I, for one, am a Sega guy. I grew up on the Genesis/Mega Drive, whichever one you're familiar with, depending on your localization. So the whole Nintendo thing kind of passed me by until I got a GameCube. So I miss a lot of that sort of, the N64 generation and all that sort of stuff. I still played it, with mates at their places and those kinds of things, but largely it surpassed me. So I'm not super invested in the whole Nintendo thing from that side of it, but the thing is $99 RRP, so I might just pick one up for the sake of having one. But we'll see where that ends up. So I think that's all I have to talk about for today. I hope to see you guys through the week as my video content comes hither towards your faces and ear holes and eyeballs, and I hope you enjoy it. And otherwise, I hope you have a great week. So my name is Klo0ga, and you have a great day.